Hello, and welcome to Verbling. I'm teacher Oakley. For the next hour, we'll be having a conversation, maybe a little debate, if I can convince people to take opposing viewpoints, related to complaints and complaining. When is it appropriate to complain? We will talk about what good is complaining do anyone? Does it ever do any good? What purpose does it serve? Things like that, and individual, more specific areas. As usual, during the discussion, I will give feedback as to any problem areas in pronunciation, grammatical, sentence structure, or vocabulary usage. Okay, let me welcome students to the class. Hello again, Heidi.
Hello, nice to see you again.
Ooh,
in Japan, many shops and department stores in New Year's, they sell the happy bag. They put a lot of things in the bag. It's very cheap. So I bought a lot of happy bag, the chocolate or sweet, or yeah. So I have a lot of things to eat. I need to save.
Okay. I need a happy bag. Okay. I wonder if people ever complain about their happy bags. Right. Well, let me also welcome Rebecca. Hi, Rebecca.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. Yeah, good.
Yeah, I was quite under the weather yesterday, but I'm doing much better today, so thank you.
Okay.
Anatoly, hello and welcome to the class.
Hello, thank you.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Thanks. Okay. All right. Let's start with some specifics, talking about yourselves and how and when or what you complain about. Heidi, would you complain if you receive poor service at a restaurant? Why or why not?
Pardon?
Would you? Sorry. Would you complain if you received poor service at a restaurant?
What poor service? Poor service. Oh,
yeah.
Coming late, the dish later than other customers, like that.
Maybe that might be one example.
I hate it.
You hate it. Okay.
So sometimes I got such bad service. For example, I eat at the restaurant earlier than others, but other customers get the dishes earlier than me. Oh, then I got angry. I go out immediately.
Ah. Okay.
And if there are some waiters in that place, I say, you forgot me.
Okay. Okay, so you do complain to the wait staff.
Not complain so much. Only going out from the restaurant.
Okay. Okay, not while you're waiting. After you eat and pay, but as you're leaving.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah. Okay. Huh. That's interesting. Okay. In some cases, you know, in some cases that depends. For example, cooking a rack of lamb, that takes time. In order for me, if you want well done rack of lamb, that's going to take me a half an hour to cook you. There's nothing I can do other than cooking it in a microwave and turning it into a piece of rubber.
But
not much I can do.
In that case, waiter or waitress should explain about that.
You're absolutely correct. I agree with you. You're absolutely right. That's the okay. Right. Something very simple like okay, you'd like a well done giant steak. Well, okay. please allow for some extra time for the chef to cook your steak properly. Something like that.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. All right. Okay. But you talk about it after. Okay. Well, what about if there's something wrong with your food? If you order a rare steak and you get a well-done steak, I mean something ridiculous like that.
I'm quite patient, so I eat it maybe. But my sister is different.
Really?
He always complain about it, so I always stop her. You shouldn't complain that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It makes that mood worse.
Yeah.
Atmosphere is getting worse. So if I complain something, it's better to go out immediately.
Okay. Well, being that I was a chef, I would prefer that you complain. If your food isn't right, complain, and I'll redo it. Chefs hate that, but they would rather remake your food and make you happy. You know, it's just whatever. Then have you then leave, and when you leave, say, "Oh, the food was terrible," instead of giving me a chance to make it right if I made a mistake.
Yeah, or
Actually,
foreign countries, it's very good because we need to pay tips. In that case, I don't pay any tips.
Okay. Well,
we don't have such service. So.
Right. Well, if your food is actually misprepared, not cooked correctly, that's not the waitstaff's fault. They're not cooking the food. So, really, that's nothing to do with them. That's, that's like getting a package from the delivery service and what's inside the package is wrong. Are you going to get mad at the delivery service? No, they didn't pack the box, right? I mean, I'm just saying. So for me, if my food is wrong, it's not what I ordered. If I ordered a fish and I get a steak, I would definitely complain. Would you complain about that? Would you say, I ordered a fish?
No complain. I'm very gentle.
I
think you are wrong.
You think I am wrong? Okay.
Yeah, I think
all right. That's great. We've got some debate. Good. I was looking for some differences of opinion. Super. Rebecca, what do you think? If you order a fish in a restaurant and a steak comes, are you going to complain or are you just going to eat the fish? Order a fish and a steak comes. Are you going to eat the steak? Whatever, you get the idea.
With good manners, I would say, of course, something. Sorry, I didn't order this. Could I have my order? Because I wouldn't like to eat this. If the thing gets worse, of course, I don't have any problem to complain about it, For me, food is very important, and I have to recognize sometimes I'm very, could I say, demanding or particular about food?
You could say either one and you would be completely correct. Sometimes I am very demanding, sometimes I am very particular. Both mean pretty much the same. You're correct.
And when I go to a restaurant, yes, I want exactly the food as I ordered, So, but always keeping calm and keeping the manners is very important. Sometimes you can get upset, but you need to have a control of yourself and say it's not the fault of the waitress, So just keep your manners, your good manners.
Yeah.
And good behavior.
Absolutely.
I know some people lose the control and it's very rude with the waiters.
That's true. Okay, Heidi, bye-bye. Yes, that's a very good point. Complaining is kind of pointless when it gets out of control and emotional. It doesn't.
You can complain, because it's your right, of course. If something is not with your taste, so you need to change it, but always keep calm and with good manners. The situation is completely different.
Yeah. And you know what I've found, if you are in control of your emotions, it makes your complaint much stronger. And
Yes, you could. Yeah, that is right.
yeah. I think, anyway. All right. Let me quickly welcome a couple joiners to the class. Roberto, hello, Roberto.
Hi, teacher.
Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
Hi, teacher. Fine, thanks.
Great. Welcome. And also Sam has joined us. Hi, Sam. Hello, Sam. Sam, can you hear me?
Yes, hello.
Okay. Hi. All right. Just
Hello.
making sure you're okay over there. All right. Okay. We had a little bit of controversy on the first item talking about complaints. So I want to hear from everybody. Anatoly, all right. If you order food in a restaurant and they bring the wrong food to you, would you complain?
It depends on if I could agree to choose that food. I would say, don't bother. Don't bother. It's okay. But in other case, if I, for example, don't eat fish and I received fish, probably I would say, please change my meal for the which I ordered.
Right. And again, because I used to be a chef, this has definitely happened. It's rare, but it happens. Maybe your order went in the kitchen right. Maybe the chef prepared you exactly what you ordered perfectly. But maybe the waitress somehow, whoop, she brought table A, table B's food, and vice versa. The problem is when people go, it's okay, I'll eat it. Then table B complains, and it's like, oh, really? All they had to do is, I'm sorry, I gave you this, I gave you this. Here you go. Switch. Oh, I'm sorry, my mistake, and problem solved instantly. That does happen. Otherwise, then sometimes if people don't complain or they say, okay, no, I'll eat this, I'll take this, then it's like, oops, the other person, oh, we have to recook their food and they have to wait. Oops. Sometimes it is the wait person's fault. They swap the order. They bring the wrong package to the wrong place. Okay, Roberto, what do you think? If you were brought the wrong dish in a restaurant, would you complain?
Depends. If I like for example, the fish they bring to me, I think doesn't matter. Okay, I want
Okay.
depend of the because I think it takes time to prepare other things.
Yeah.
And I have to eat with my family, with my friends, at the same time. I don't want to wait more time.
Okay. All right. You don't want to wait while everybody else has their food, so
Yes.
yeah. Okay. It's funny. All right. So you wouldn't complain. You would just eat the fish. Okay. Sam,
Okay.
how about you? Roberto, did you have something
No,
else?
no. I say it depends of the dish. If I don't like the dish, I don't go to it. Of course.
Okay, like Anatoly. All right, I see. Oh, Sam is okay. Also have to go. What's going on? So people joining and then suddenly having to leave. Okay. Rashid, is it Rashid?
Yes, hello. Sure.
Hi, am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Yes, correct.
Oh, wow. Ooh, good. Pat myself on the back. All right. Rashid, great. Where are you from?
I'm from France.
Oh, no kidding. Okay. Home of many fine fine dining and many fine foods. We were just talking about complaining in restaurants, all right?
Okay.
If you went to a restaurant and you ordered fish, but they brought you a steak instead of a fish, would you complain?
Just what does it mean complain? Before I'm sorry.
What? Okay. Now, all right, complaining can be, there's different kinds of complaining. Complaining can be grown-up, adult complaining, where you control your
You are not
emotions.
agree.
Excuse
Yeah.
me, ma'am, I think there's been a mix-up, but I'm afraid I ordered the fish, not the steak.
Okay.
Would it be possible to get the mahi-mahi, which I ordered?
Okay.
Being very polite,
Yeah.
using polite language, polite intonation, and,
Yes. Okay.
okay.
Yes, of course I will complain and politely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
uh, I will give again my order to have what I
Yeah.
what
So would
want.
I. I mean, for me, food in a restaurant, Rashid, this would be like paying a ticket to go see a movie, to go see Star Wars, and then
Mm-hmm.
they play My Little Pony movie. Wait a minute. I didn't pay for this.
Yeah.
I didn't want to see My Little Pony.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah, you wouldn't go to a store and, you try to buy a hammer and they say, oh, here you go, here's a screwdriver. But I don't need a screwdriver. You know, I don't know. For me, I want what I want. So,
Yeah. Okay.
okay. All right. Rashid, if you're at the movies, would you
Yes.
say you're at the movies, would you complain if a baby, a child, small child, were screaming and crying during the movie?
Yes, I will be disturbing a bit during watching the movie, and I will not directly complain to the mother or the father about the baby because the baby, when he's crying, is not his fault. The first fault concerns the parents that bring their baby in the cinema and it's not the correct place for a baby for uh, bringing a baby. So I will complain just politely also with some starring.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite understand. Your microphone is not that clear.
Sorry, it's better right now.
Yes, it
It's
is.
better.
Thank you.
Okay.
That is much better, actually.
I say that I will complain, of course, also politely, because the first fault is not about the baby. The first fault is the parents that bring their baby in a place that is not correct.
All right.
And that's all. That's all. So politely,
Okay.
maybe people around the father will, or the mother will make some sound like shh,
Yeah.
or something like that. So.
Or hold the baby. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. We don't normally say the first fault. Okay. The fault, or usually we would say it like this: it is not the child's fault or the baby's fault.
Okay.
It's really the parent's responsibility.
Parent's responsibility. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So who would you complain to?
The father, the parents.
The parents. The parents. So you would say something to the parents. All right. Rebecca, how about you? Same situation in the movie theater.
Say again for me, please.
All right. The situation is a child starts crying or screaming or
In the
acting
cinema.
up. Yeah, in the cinema. Yeah.
For how long?
For how long?
For how long? Because I have a top.
Good point.
After that, well, my argue could be no anger. My anger could be, terrible. Anger.
Okay. What about if it was a movie for kids, a cartoon movie for kids?
Well, in that case, because I've never gone to a children movie, so well, I think that would be more frequently, maybe. But
Yeah.
even well, in a cinema, can I say in a train, in a public place?
Yeah. Okay.
Imagine I'm in a restaurant, and beside my table there's a family, happy family with a baby crying, crying, crying.
Okay. Well, what doesn't make a difference? Like in a movie theater, if you're going to see Star Wars or if you're going to see My Little Pony. I mean, in a restaurant, it doesn't if it's a fine dining restaurant or if it's, McDonald's. Does it make a difference?
Yes, it is, yes. Well, in the cinema, okay, after 5 minutes, I would say something, sorry,
Mm,
would you mind leaving the cinema for a while with the baby? With a smiling, smiling. Always smiling. It's
mm.
much better.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
As I said before, always when you have to say something, when you don't like it, it's much better do it festival with good manners. Then if you need to get more serious, it's the B plan, you know?
Mm. Well, my B plan is to talk to the manager of whatever place I'm. That's always
Yeah.
plan B. If if the first
Well,
person
that
can't take care of
can
it, just talk to the manager. Forget about re-engaging them. Forget it. Just go to the manager. Yeah,
yeah, that
for
would be, yes,
myself.
yes. Very useful.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Anatoly, how about change the conversation a little bit. Let's talk about work, the workplace.
Mhm.
Would you ever complain to your boss about receiving too much work, like all the time, regularly? He overloads
Um,
you with work.
Maybe it is not a typical situation for me. I could imagine, but I need to be delicate enough because this subject, complaining about mm, much job, uh, external job, is usually has a reverse effect. Uh,
Yeah, it could.
um,
Hmm.
but as I imagine a situation, I would say, do you know, I would make, uh, I would do more job if I would concentrate on the definite part of job. And what if we divide my job between my colleagues, for example?
Okay. Uh, Instead of do more job, do a better job. That's what you mean, right?
Yes,
Okay.
do better job, I guess.
All right. I can do a better job, or I can do a better quality of work. All right. If I can focus more on one thing. All right. Now, I would say that's a good approach, and I'll get back to that. Roberto, is there any rule about complaining at work? Where you work or have worked in the past, whichever, whatever? How can you complain? What's the process? If you have a complaint, what do you do?
I think is, for example, as you said, boss tell you to do a lot of work. I
Mm.
think regularly, all the time. I think I firstly I'm going to say okay, it's necessary uh, to speak with the talk about with your boss to say your situation. I think it's necessary to say, okay. But the problem is the boss don't mm, mm, is I think is if the boss don't I don't know how to say in English.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Can I help you out?
Sorry, I don't know how to say in English.
If the boss doesn't respond, if the boss
Yes,
doesn't listen to you.
yes. Maybe it's necessary to put to put you in writing.
Ah.
Yes,
Okay.
if the things go wrong with your boss, it's necessary, maybe it's necessary to put in writing or to speak with the or to send an email to the company, to
Okay.
the other bosses more higher.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay. In English, we have an idiom for that. Go over his head. Go over your manager's head means you're going to contact his boss, your boss's boss, like that. You go over his head.
I think
Okay.
it's a situation very delicate. I think very.
Yes.
I think you have if you go to talk with other bosses, I think it's very delicate. I think but sometimes necessary. If you can do more, sometimes it's necessary to do that.
Okay. You might think of that as a last resort.
Yes.
You're a last resort, meaning your last option. You might do that as a last resort. Yeah, I think that's kind of a last resort option because that has a lot of negative possible consequences. I like Anatoly's suggestion. In my view, when it comes to work, any complaint about anything at work, don't complain unless you have a possible solution. You can make your complaint and then say, I think this is what we can do. How about if we do this? Have a suggestion or some kind of solution. Don't just come complaining because then you sound like a complainer. You sound like a whiner. Like what, Anatoly's example, he explained like, okay, if we could have the team help me, I could focus on all right, with specific answers, a solution to what is your problem, essentially. I don't know. Rashid, what do you think? Complaining at work. Can you complain at your job? Or would that cause problems for you?
Yes, yes. To complain is a particularity of the French people, first of all. We complain a lot for everything.
Is that right?
And,
okay.
Yes, at this time I get some difficulty in my job because I signed a contract with a company that give me some false description of the rule, and today I'm confronted with my profile and my employer because I'm not in synergy with the role that I got every day. So I complain. I try to complain because I'm not listened.
Okay. Yeah. Do whatever you need to do with your microphone again.
Sorry. So yeah. I try every day to complain and to take the occasion to discuss with my employer, but it's difficult because he never be available for employees like me that complain a lot. So
complain every day.
Yes, okay. I am in a multinational company, so it's a bit difficult to express myself with my my managers about that.
Okay. Now, okay. All right. does your company or French culture have the concept of open door policy? Do you know what that is?
Open door policy. No, I don't know.
All right. English speaking concept wherein the boss basically says that he has an open door. If you have a complaint, he will listen to you. And of course, you need to schedule a time. Your boss is a busy guy, but as long as you schedule the time and work it out, not grab him in the parking lot leaving work, not talk to him in the elevator, but as long as you schedule an appointment with him, he will always listen to any complaints. That's an open door policy. Most American companies have this idea. And not just managers of small teams, but big bosses. Up to CEO level bosses can have an open door policy. But of course, if you're going to complain to the CEO, you better have a hell of a complaint. Or, you know, the open door policy can backfire on you, the employee, if you're complaining about your parking spot or something stupid. This is going to work against you, you know, if you're wasting the boss's time. Again, here's where having a solution to the problem is a good idea, because he's actually scheduling you into his schedule. Anyway, that's open door policy.
No, we do not have this concept.
Really?
It's not. In fact, each employees in France are very protected by the government. So maybe that is the result that we do not have this kind of concept open door policy. But we have the facility, complain a lot. It's very paradoxal. Yeah, I can say paradoxal.
Maybe.
Yeah. And we have less open door policy, but we can complain higher.
You can complain, but no one will listen.
Exactly. Exactly.
Which, by the way, that is a common sarcastic reply in English to the common greeting, like, how are you doing? Hi, how are you doing? Well, I could complain, but no one would listen. It's just a sarcastic answer.
Yeah.
Because the other answer is, I can't complain. Oh, I can't complain, meaning I'm doing okay. Oh, I can't complain. Another common response to the, hi, how are you? Yeah. Well, I could complain, but no one would listen. All right. Yeah. Okay, Rebecca, I would love to hear from you. What is your opinion about complaints in the workplace, given everything that you've heard all the rest of us talking about?
Well, it's much better if you use, I don't know if exactly the translation, but the constructive criticism.
Constructive criticism, okay.
So imagine if I want to complain about something, situation, or something is wrong, or something is no, I'm not happy with it, you know. So first of all, I would say, well, I would like to give a constructive criticism because I think this could be much better, blah blah, in this way, or you know, rather than go straight and say, I don't like this, I'm very upset with this. I think it's more productive, you know.
Okay.
Well, the situation with the boss would be much better. Well, on the other hand, if I'm very upset, I could do that, and I would go straight to the point. Well, I think this is a disaster, and I don't like it at all.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Constructive criticism with the idea of having a solution to the problem in hand.
Yeah, but at the same time, you are saying something you don't like it, you know, something you want to change. So is, go to the point, but for other way,
Mhm.
on other way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, okay. I'm an American. I now live in the Philippines, and in the Philippines, work culture for the most part is similar to the American work culture. Here, they're much more reliant on the whole what Rashid was talking about, the contract and what the contract says, and the contract is everything. Americans care less about a contract. We all know that contracts are as good as the paper they're written on, an American expression. Lawyers make contracts, and lawyers can break contracts. Contracts don't mean shit to an American. Excuse my
Okay.
French. Excuse my
No,
language, but we could care less about a contract.
no, it's okay, good. Yeah,
What's that?
it's good, I said. The
Yeah,
language,
good.
because
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
very colloquial and very, natural. So I like
That
that.
is very natural. Yeah, yeah. Well, there you go. Now you know how Americans feel. But now that I live in Asia, I've worked for a Korean. I've worked for a Chinese agency. Oh my
Yes.
goodness, they have exactly the opposite of open door policy. It is like door slam shut policy. The manager is the manager, the boss is the boss, and you are never to criticize the boss or bring up a problem with them, or they'll figure
Never
out.
ever. You know
Never.
what? That looks to me as years ago in Spain.
Really?
You
Is
know?
that right?
Well, yeah, years ago, here is, wow, he's the boss and he is God, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So nowadays, there are more flexibility, could I say that?
Mm-hmm.
Between the
Flexible.
flexible, the
Adjective.
line is more flexible
Yeah.
between the boss and the employee and the employer. At
Yeah.
least you can have a conversation, a little chat about I don't like this, what do you think, blah 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 blah. Years ago that was unthinkable. That
Uh-huh.
I'm here. This is my world, and
Yeah.
everything is under my control, and blah blah blah. So
Yeah.
I think is the society is changing. Just not in this
Yeah.
point, in most points, but it's one of the consequences
Yeah.
of,
Right.
well, I think.
So, frankly, sometimes I'm amazed at how, like the Korean, South Korean, I mean, not North Korean, obviously, South Korean economy, and China, how well they've done having this business culture that just does not permit criticism. Not that they won't go to you. They will go to the employees and say, I need an idea for this marketing program, whatever. They'll go to you and ask for ideas, but you cannot, as an employee, go to them and say, I think there's a problem with the marketing program. Maybe we could change it by doing this. They just don't want to hear it, period.
Well, I think it's not positive for the company, because
I agree. I think it's
you are the
great.
boss, but you can be wrong sometimes. You need help. That is the point to have people working for you. What's the point to have
I
more
agree.
help? If you could do everything alone, well, do it. But that
Okay.
is the point. Yeah.
Okay, complaining. Well, it depends on is it effective? It depends on the culture. Like we just discussed many work cultures where complaining could have an effect or where complaining is absolutely pointless. Um, how effective is complaining? Ken has just joined us, so I want to say hello to Ken. Hi, Ken.
Yes, hello. How are you?
Hello. I'm good. No complaints. Okay. Okay. Um, in your culture, in Japan, would you, is complaining about things, customer service, complaining about efficiency or methodology in a company, is complaining about things in society, is it effective? Is it pointless? Does
Sometimes,
complaining get you anywhere?
sometimes it's effective, but
Okay.
sometimes it's not effective. Maybe we need to, uh, how can I say, choose the timing or
Ah.
I was thinking of how we claim that kind of in order to effective, claiming.
Yeah. Ken, do you know the expression, you have to pick your fights or maybe choose your battles?
Right.
Do you know what that means?
Yeah, maybe being strategical, probably.
Yeah, being strategic about choosing your timing and choosing which things you're going to complain about. You can't
Right.
complain about it. The idea that you can't complain about everything. So which one's the most important to you, or even more importantly, which one can you actually have an effect?
Mm.
Maybe your complaint would actually do
And
something.
usually, the a lower, ranking staff cannot decide anything. They have to ask, upper, personnel, ranking personnel to
Okay.
decide. So, complaining lower personnel is not so effective, actually, in my experience.
Yeah. It's like, well, in a family, if you're going to complain to your brother or sister about your parents, what good is that going to do? Probably no good. It may make you feel better temporarily, but really, what's it going to accomplish? Not a lot. Okay. All right. Where are we? Anatoly. Okay. In your culture, generally speaking, and I know this is a ridiculously general question, is it worth it to complain?
No, I think it is, generally speaking, is not common habit. I think most of people prefer to be calm in the situation, except maybe when it is really bother exactly them. If it is just something which doesn't touch us, I think most of people prefer not to be involved in the incident.
Okay. Hang on, a little feedback and then I'll follow up. Most of people, you don't need of there. Just most people. Yeah. Yeah, and in fact, most work, most automobiles, most countries, you just generally you can use the plural noun of countable. Well, or even uncountable. Most water, you don't need of. Okay.
Okay.
All right, and all right. Another way to express what you're saying, unless it affects them personally.
Yes.
Yeah, you might use personally there. All right, unless it was had a personal effect on their lives, they're not going to worry about it. Okay. That's interesting. As opposed to like Americans who have too much time on their hands and complain about every stupid little thing. Which I find annoying as an American. I find annoying about Americans is that they complain about they have things they need to complain about. Okay? Gun control. Children being shot in the street or in a school. They need to complain about that stuff. But instead they complain about using the wrong word. Oh, he said blackie instead of African American. Shut up, who cares? Come on, people are being shot. You know what I'm saying? There are things that really people should complain about. Yeah, if you complain about everything under the sun, it reduces, it waters down all complaints. Does that make sense?
Yes, I understand. About complaining about important things for society.
Yeah. I would start with who living and dying. For example, just personally, I think dying isn't a pretty important factor. That's just me. Things that kill people, that'd be my first category of complaints. All right, pollution, guns. All right, do people have, are there organizations in your country that basically they're organizations to complain? I don't know, like Greenpeace it exists to complain about problems to the environment, or how humans, when they do bad things to the environment, or PETA, people for the ethical treatment of animals. That's why they exist, to complain about when people don't treat animals properly.
We have organization who has deals with complaining customers complaining. For example, you buy something not so good quality, and you need help, and this organization helps people. Complain.
Yeah. Ralph Nader was deeply involved in this organization for years, and I can't remember. Eventually, it actually, in the United States, it became a government agency. It started out as like the Greenpeace and PETA and so forth, but it eventually actually became, it's interesting, a complaining organization which actually became a government agency after a while. Consumer Protection Agency, CPA. Yeah. But in the United States, it used to just be an organization. You have such an organization in your country for customer rights?
Yes. We have lots of laws which are dedicated to this subject, and not so obviously known laws for general people, for ordinary people. And the main aim of this organization to give them information, give people information about their rules, etc.
Yeah, okay. Very similar to what the CPA does in the United States, right? Largely their role is educational. Or they investigate fraudulent businesses, for example. Okay, Roberto. Again, generally, and you can bring it to a more specific answer if you want to, but generally, in your country, is it worth your time to complain? Will anybody listen? Do people complain a lot? Do people never complain? What is it like in your country?
Yes, I think, no, in Spain, I think nowadays people complain. Maybe some years ago did not happen this, but I think the criticism, the complaint which has more power is in internet. For example, if I rent an apartment, if I would like to rent an apartment, for example, I will look for internet, and there are in each apartment there are opinions, complaints, and I think this type of thing have a lot of power, because if you have 10 opinions, one of them is not good, doesn't matter. But if 5 opinions are good, other 5 are bad, maybe you are not going to rent this apartment. So I think this complaints, this opinion on internet about cars, about restaurants, have a lot of power.
I think they do too, but there have been many complaints about these complaint forums that possibly the competitors, for example, okay, I don't want you to get my competitor's apartment, so I will anonymously say very many bad comments about his apartment building.
Yes, but
Meanwhile, I can anonymously say very nice things about my own apartment complex, for example.
yes, yes, I think this happen in website which are free. But if you pay for one site, maybe only the person who has been in your apartment is possible to put an opinion only. But you have to pay for this. Okay.
Well, that would help. Yeah.
Yes.
Weed out, get rid of the false claims. A phrasal verb for you. You weed something out. You use that mechanism to pay to weed out or get rid of unwanted something. Roberto, it did not happen. This should be this did not happen. Put your subject demonstrative when you're using that, this, these, those. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And you're talking about they did the action. This did not happen. That did not happen. Whatever. All right.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. Rashid, now you say French. You said this. No, you generalize that French people complain a lot. Does it do them any good?
I do not generalize. It's a fact. This is something of the culture of French people. The cut ahead of their king many centuries ago.
Couple.
And at this time, this is a very cultural to complain a lot for everything. If you are a bit late, just for 5 minutes, people will star you very hardly, and even if there is no urgency or no urgency, this is a part very important of the culture, and that's why people love us. No, I'm joking.
I know you are. I'm laughing. Okay.
Well,
that's funny. You know, whatever, Rashid. I used to be a chef, and I worked with a couple French chefs. I mean, from France, you know, chefs, and I actually liked working with them. I think you have a point, which is why I keep laughing about it, but they would complain about meaningless stuff. Oh, this fish isn't as fresh as I would like it to be. Oh, my bread didn't rise fast as I wanted it to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Stupid stuff that really, who cares? So what? Let it go, pal.
So you used a couple of minutes ago an expression, an idiom. You said, "Oh shit," blah blah blah, and you said just after, "Sorry of my French."
Yeah, I did say that. Excuse my French. It's a common English.
Excuse my French. So it's a
common English expression. Yeah.
It's a common English expression. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Very
Excuse my French. When we say a bad word, perhaps I should have said "merde." Really, now excuse my French. Okay. All right. We've only got a couple minutes. I want Rebecca to have a shot at it. What do you think? Also, living in Spain, is it a waste of time to complain, generally speaking, or?
Sorry, teacher.
Depends on the situation. Sometimes, yes, it could be useful, but most of the time here is just words in the air. You know what is expression? Well, I don't, when you say something and is in the air, it's pointless. You know.
Okay.
So blah 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 blah, and you are conscious. You are you are losing your time, but you know, in that moment you need to make your complaint.
Yeah. Okay. Bye, Rashid. It's been a pleasure. Have fun at your meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye bye. Thank you very much. Bye.
All right. Take care. Okay. So, all right. Complaining can be effective, but again, you've got to pick your fights, pick your battles. Yeah.
If you do it in a legal way, is when people start taking you seriously. But
Ah,
if you just say, okay, give me the complaint book, imagine in a restaurant, it's just, okay, here you have, blah, 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 blah.
yeah. Right. Okay. All right. All right. It has to be all right in a legal way. You get lawyers involved, and people take you seriously.
Yes. It's when things, yeah, the situation change the color, you know, oh, okay, maybe I
Okay.
need to
Well,
take
yeah,
this seriously. Yes.
there you go. Well, okay. I guess in the United States too. Look at I mentioned the gun control laws in America, and Obama is pushing the law. He's getting the lawyers involved and trying to get something done. And now finally, he's been complaining about it for 7 years. Now that he's getting lawyers involved, people are starting to take him seriously. I
Yeah,
guess it's the same.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's the only way, you know, you want to get something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess you got a strong point there. All right, very, very fun for me anyway. I really enjoyed the conversation. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. Um, very interesting. You guys have a great day, evening, afternoon, whatever's ahead of you. Take care, guys.
Thank
Bye-bye.
Thank you
you.
very
See
much.
you. Thank
Goodbye.
you.